In this video, we're going to go ahead and replace the passenger side front exterior door handle located right here. Using your trim tool, go ahead and get it behind the plastic here. You're going to gently pry outward. You're going to disconnect the plastic push pins securing this to the back side of the door. On the inside of your door handle here, there's a little trim cap. We're going to use a pocket screwdriver. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to press down on this little tab and pull that little panel right out. Remove that, set it aside. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, we're going to remove these two screws from the inside of the handle area itself. In the middle of the door panel, we have a Phillips head screw right underneath the armrest area. Loosen and remove that. Using our plastic trim tool, I'm going to go ahead and lift up the switch panel right here. Just going to get underneath the cover, just gently pry it up and work your way around the edge. Pop that up, lift it away. You can go ahead underneath here. In order to disconnect our harness from the switch here, there's a little white tab right here and it flips over. In order to do that, you're going to use a pocket screwdriver and press down on this little spring tab and then push this over like so. That'll unlock it so you can go ahead and pull your switch off. In your Phillips head screwdriver, remove this screw and set it aside. So you get your pry tool behind here. We're just going to gently pry this up. You can get your hand back there and gently pull that door panel towards you, working your way all the way around. Once that's free, now we can go ahead and grab that door panel. We're going to lift it up and off of the top of the door. Gently lift that up. Now as we pull this away, we'll have our door handle cables on the back side. I want to go ahead and disconnect those. What I want to do is pop this little retaining clip off like that, lift up and pop that cable out. The top one might be easier if you use a pick to get underneath that clip, and you want to pop that out like so. Slip that out. Pop that up. You're going to pop the cable out of that locking unit. We have the harness right here for our light. We want to go ahead and disconnect that. And to press down on this little tab right here and then go ahead and pull that out. At this point here, our door panel is loose. Go ahead and set it aside. We want to go ahead and remove this door insulation pad right here. There's two rubber buttons holding it in place. There's one up front here. You just use your pocket screwdriver. Get in there and just kind of pry that out. That'll pop that right out like so. And then on this side over here, I'm going to do the same here. On the bottom here, we have a wiring harness that comes through the insulation pad. I want to go ahead and disconnect that. Use your pocket screwdriver and press down on this tab and wiggle that out. That'll allow us to go ahead and feed that through that pad once we remove it. Let's go ahead and start working our way around the pad itself, removing it from the door. Now on the back side, there's normally an adhesive of some sort securing this to the door. If it's weak, we'll probably end up using tape to re-secure it later on. You want to be careful not to tear this. So just work your way around. Pull your door cables through, pull that connector through. We can simply pull this aside like that. We have to go ahead and access the inside of the door shell here, so we want to go ahead and power that window up. I'm going to reconnect our switch right here. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. I'm going to turn the key on, and we'll go ahead and raise that glass. If you want, you can leave the harness dangling for now. Let's go ahead and remove this little plug right here. You can reach on the inside, put our pocket screwdriver in there. I want to go ahead and pop this off. Slide off like so. Now there's two 10mm bolts holding the door handle. I'm going to go through the hole in the door here, loosen and remove this one. The second one is right beside it right here. And grab your bracket right here, slide this off. I'm going to reach to the inside here. Pop off the little retainer clip on the back side here. This goes up underneath the back side of the handle. So when we install the handle, I'm going to put this back up and secure it with that bolt. And remove the handle from the door. Screwdriver into the back side of the door here. I want to go ahead and pop this rod off. We disconnected the rod from the back side of the door handle. We'll go ahead and remove our door handle from the shell. And take your handle and insert this into the door. Swing this around. And fold this in, work that into the door like so. Once we have this lined up, let's go ahead and install the two brackets on the inside of the door shell. I want to install our back bracket right here. Fits up on the back side of the door handle pull. Now the bracket itself is going to fit right like that. Now I want to go ahead and get our bolt installed right where my finger is, and we'll go ahead and get that bolt started and get it in a few threads. Install our front bracket here. Now that we have both of those bolts installed there, I'm going to go ahead and snug those down. Let's go install our rod here for the handle. I'm going to line that up. I want to push that in. That'll snap into place. Now I want to go ahead and latch our lock onto that rod itself. Keep that from popping off. Okay, we're locked onto that rod, and we're all set with that handle. I want to go ahead and reinstall our little tape button here. And the adhesive isn't working so well, so we're just going to use a piece of this heavy-duty silver tape. Tape right over it, hold it in place. Point here, we could go ahead and remove our switch again. Pocket screwdriver, lift up on that spring tab on that little lock. Go ahead and remove that switch and set it aside. Let's go ahead and start to install our insulation pad here. I'm going to feed these through the pocket in the door. Don't forget, you want to go ahead and snap these into the door retainers here. So I'm gonna pop them in for now. They might pop out again while we're doing the rest of the installation, but that's where they're gonna go. I'm gonna bring this around, feed these 2 wires through the pocket. At this point, let's install our rubber grommets here. There's one there. And there's one up on the front side of the door here. Now our adhesive isn't working so well anymore. We're going to simply use a few pieces of some heavy duty tape. You could use several pieces like this here. And continue the process around maybe every 8 to 12 inches. Lock this in place. Install the connector here, line that up and push it in. You feel it and hear it snap into place. On the perimeter of the interior door handle here, there are little lock tabs. We can use our pocket screwdriver. What we want to do is I want to press down on these little lock tabs. Go ahead and start to move that handle like so. Gently pushing that down. Work your way around the perimeter. Again, work that out from the front, like so. You want to simply take that interior door handle, feed that up into the pocket in the door. Go ahead and line that up, and you're going to gently push on it upward. And you're locking in the tabs around the perimeter. Just give it a little tug and a little wiggle there, and we're secured in place. When installing our door panel, you want to go ahead and make sure that the window is in its full down position. It does make it easier to hang the door panel on the upper sill here and then drop it down and around. Go ahead, grab your window connector right here. Plug this in. Go ahead, power this up, and we'll go ahead and lower that glass down. And repeat the process for removing the switch once again. Good, bring up your door panel. Let's go ahead and get our light switch plugged in. You hear that click right into place. Make sure that your harness for the window switch lines up. Now I want to go ahead and install our cables here for the handle. I'm going to go ahead and install the bottom one here. Slide this around. Get that cable lined up inside the plastic tab there, and then push our retainer lock in. I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the upper. Now this has a set amount on it as far as basically it's an adjustable unit. We have a nice clean spot on our cable end right here. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up. It takes a little bit of effort to push that metal end cable into the housing, but once it's in, bring over the locking tab. Snap that over, lock in both handles, and bring the top of the door panel onto the upper sill. And lower that down on top of the door. Work your way around the perimeter of the door, snapping those plastic buttons into place. With the door snapped in, let's go ahead and install our screws. Lower screw here. Make sure that's good and snug. Let's go ahead and get our other middle door screw here. Install the 2 screws in the door handle area. Go ahead and install your switch. Press it in, roll the locking cam over, snap it in, and we're going to line this up. We're going to get our tabs lined up here, and gently press down, working your way forward. The inside of your door handle has this little trim panel right here. There's 2 tabs on the bottom you want to drop in first, and then push the top in, and it'll snap right into place.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.